Hi, how are you? I'm good, and how are you? I'm good too, so tell me, what are you doing, like as a job or something? Well, so I'm working in a psychiatry in a mental illness hospital. Oh, you're working in a psychiatry, really? Oh wow, that sounds interesting, but I don't know, isn't it like hard? No, I mean, yes, of course, like every job, it has its ups and downs, but I really like it, I enjoy it, and for me it's a lot of fun. Yes, but isn't it like that everyone that works there is getting crazy themselves one day, or like they are already somehow crazy? No, I don't know, but no, not really. I feel fine, but thanks, I guess. So, hello everyone and welcome to a new video. So, I've had this kind of conversations so many times. When I tell someone I work in a psychiatry, they're all like, but isn't it like bad, and aren't they like all crazy, or aren't you getting crazy? And it's one of the most common stereotypes that all psychologists or psychiatrists are crazy, like mentally ill themselves. So I thought I'm gonna be talking about this subject in my video and explain my point of view and about my experience. So if you're interested, just keep watching. I've got some points that I want to talk about when we think about all psychologists that are crazy. So, my first point is people that are working in a social field, especially when it comes to mental health and mental illness. I met a lot of them. And from their stories, I actually heard that many people, when they were younger or before they were interested in that kind of working field, they had something to do with mental illness or mental health. So either they were struggling themselves, or they had a family member or close friends that struggled with it. So, of course, this is kind of difficult to say for everyone. There are also many people that just work there because of whatever reasons, because they got interested in it. But it's just like in every other field you're working in. You get interested into something because at some point of your life you got in touch with that kind of subject. And I'd say that some people that start working there, they don't realize that because of their history of mental illness, they are not strong enough and they decompensate. But for most of them, I'd say that because of their experience, they are really more understanding. They do feel more with the people than a person that just learned it from a textbook. The second point is that we are faced with some hard stuff. So sometimes we see people that are dead because, for example, they committed suicide, or we hear of a patient that committed suicide when they were home for one day on vacation, which is something we give to them. And sometimes we do have aggressive patients that are trying to hurt us and that make us scared. They attack us, or yes, and they scream. And then when a person is really, for example, psychotic, and they are endangered to kill or to hurt someone else or themselves, we have to fixate them on the beds. And this is also a situation which is really hard to see, because they are screaming and crying, and you have to fix them on the beds, and it's hard because you do care for that person, but at the moment they are not able to see that you do it for their best. So yes, we are faced with some situations most people are not, that are hard to process, that do get to us. Those are things that do endanger people that work with mentally ill people to kind of get mentally ill themselves, maybe. But for getting a mental illness, there are a lot of factors that play with it. So there's the point of your family history, so if they had a lot of mental illness, then the point of traumatic experience in your childhood that it like back, and then it has a lot to do with the character of the person itself, so how strong the mind is, the personality, and then of course if a person experiences a lot of traumatic things. This all are points that do endanger a person to get mentally ill at some point of their life. But then I come to my third point, which is we do know a lot about mental illness and mental health. So people that work in the field of mental illness, we are trained. We are trained to deal with hard situations. We do know a lot about mental health and about ourselves too. So we do take more care than many other people out there for ourselves. We pay more attention how we feel at a certain situation, how we feel in general. We do know the signs of decompensating, of getting bad in the mind. So even though we face some traumatic experiences, you have to compare it to another job in the social field, like a policeman. Policemen are actually way more endangered to develop a mental illness because they do face many traumatic experiences themselves. They have to deal a lot with people that are aggressive too, or with maybe suicide or something like that. But they don't know, at least most of them, a lot about mental illness and mental health, so they are not taking that much care of themselves at a lot of parts, but still, of course, they are trained like we are too. So even though we face bad situations that can lead to, over the time, someone working there decompensating, we are also trained for that, so we know it. We can separate it, like the job from the life, which is really important. Which leads to my next point, I think it's the fourth or the fifth point, something like that. Mental illness has to do with many different factors that can lead to the mind, to the soul, to get ill. There's not just like one thing that has to happen and then a person decompensates. There's a lot of different things to play around with it. The mind is really complex. Mental illnesses are really complex too. It's always a personal thing. So everyone can hypothetically get mentally ill. So the conclusion of this is, for me at least, yes, we people that work in this kind of field, we are endangered a little bit more maybe than someone who works in the supermarket. But because of our jobs, we are more endangered because we face traumatic experience, aggression, a lot of death. We see things that you don't usually see, like I found someone dead on the floor once, I saw someone getting fixated on the beds, I had someone throwing a chair at me and like wanting to, getting aggressive at me and telling me that he needs to kill me. So yes, our job endangers us more than other jobs do. But on the other hand, we are trained for situations like that. We are faced with them a lot of times, so we do kind of get used to it, we do know more about the person's, the illness. And third, we know a lot about our own health and our own mind because we reflect on it a lot, and we know a lot about how to stay more healthy, how to take care of the mind, how to structure life, what things we need to look for than other people normally do. So no, it's wrong that every psychologist or psychiatrist is mentally ill. It's just absolutely wrong. It's the same for everyone as it's for us. We can all get mentally ill. It happens for a psychologist as well as for a lawyer. And yeah, that's all I have to say, and I hope you liked the video. And leave a comment down below if you have your own opinion about this subject. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I wish you all an amazing day. Be happy and be safe.